without any more ado, we'll introduce tonight's Steve, which is high-end potential startups. They've had an idea, they've started it, they're making some money, they're sourcing some serious investment, proper businesses, with a view to kind of sharing and hopefully kind of helping the guys in the room get there a bit quicker, what to do, what not to do, what to avoid. Conor's the founder and CEO of Sproose, which is a convenience service platform. You can find local dry cleaners, laundrettes and garment care specialists in your area instantly. Your goods will be collected, cleaned, delivered, the provider comes to you. And then next we've got Alex. Alex is the founder of Triyit. Triyit are an in-home marketing company that sourced various types of investment, and now they're about to embark on a serious upscaling of their business. What these guys do is help big brands get samples into the hands of their target market. Brian, who shall join us, is the founder and CEO of Beezer. With Beezer, you can make an app in minutes, start grabbing your audience attention where it matters on mobile. So as it, you can very quickly make an app for your business and distribute to your customer base out with the App Store. Conor, how did you get started and how did you end up here today?
I was working for an engineering company, like a building power plants, and I kind of realised that most of the things, I was in a team of engineers, and most of the things we were doing were outsourced to experts, you know, and kind of just an epiphany moment when I was there thinking, well, you know, I'm full of ideas, you know, and if I come up with an idea, there's plenty of people who I can probably get in contact with who can, you know, build it for me, or, you know, get at least a prototype up and running to a position where I could get some customers and then get some investors to get some, you know, a full team around me. So after work, I was driving a transit van around, picking people's laundry up from their house, and my friend actually coded up a basic website. He's an ex-Microsoft guy, and yeah, that's how I kind of got started, and then the journey continued after that.
So I suppose my story is a wee bit different. I had been working as a designer marketer in Ayrshire for really small printers, and kind of felt like I was ready to go for the next level of job. So travelled for a couple of years, ended up in New Zealand, and although I thought that travelling was probably a bad move for my career, I ended up getting the best job of my life. And it just happened that where I ended up in New Zealand, there was a really great solution for young SME companies trying to launch food and drink brands. So I took what I learnt from them, from being in America, all the different countries, and against the advice of my wallet and my mum, came back to Scotland and started the company. That's probably the short version of the story.
What was your experience of getting investment? How did you get that investment? Did that start off with sort of refining and operating a business first, or did it go straight into investment phase?
So my funding, the original funding, was actually from the RTE Irish, less famous Dragon's Den, and actually the dragon who offered the money actually admitted afterwards that she knew it was the wrong idea. She just thought that myself and Pat looked like we, you know, would figure that out eventually.
She was too scared to say no to Pat.
She's too scared to say no to Pat. Pat's like got a big beard, he's like a Northern Irish guy, you know, he's quite scary to look at, and then when he talks it's more scary, like, so yeah, it wasn't the right idea. Our investor knew that wasn't the right idea, but she said straight up to me was, I actually invested in you guys, not so much the idea. In 3 years or 2 years or 1 year after you start your business or have your idea, it will be completely different, and you'll probably have taken on money before that, and, you know, burn through someone's money beforehand, and then you go and convince someone else that you've got the best next idea. So, which is, and I did that 3 times. So.
Yeah, pause you for a second there, so Brian, could you come in and take a seat?
Sorry, folks.
No problem. We'll blame the traffic. The question on the middle was, how do you go from taking your idea and turning that into business, and what's your experience of gaining investment? Which obviously you've got quite a story there. So
it probably took me 6 months to realise that I had, you know, managed to do enough. We had got the concept, we had validated some of it, but we really needed to go and seek a bit of capital to really get started. And I spoke to a friend of my dad's who happened to be as part of an investment syndicate, and he thought that we had a good chance to go for it then. So we went, we were looking for, can't remember, I think it was 50k, and it was at this stage an idea. And as much as they liked the idea, they said to us we needed to go and launch and validate it and come back and show them that it really worked. But 6 months later, we were back and we had validated it, we had all the data, we had our first few clients, and we pitched, I pitched, and they really enjoyed it, introduced us to another few investors, and we got our first round off the back of it. So to go out and validate what you're doing and to start the process of speaking to people is probably the biggest thing that I got from our first round.
What did you do to win those first couple of clients that maybe the guys in the room could use for themselves?
So we did a pre-launch, which was our way of going and validating it at the lowest form. So we offered a free trial to a few brands, signed some people up and just sent a campaign out and just showed them how it would operate, but at a much lower scale, and that was enough for us to kind of get the investment forward.
Right. Brian, how did you go from idea to business to investment, or not necessarily in that order?
Prior to Beezer, I actually was part of a group who founded the first crowdfunding platform in Scotland. So what I really quickly learned was it's not what you know, it's who you know in that kind of environment. And once you get one key investor on board, that's I had a big hit or a big win in the past, then it makes it easier to get the other investors on board. It definitely takes a lot longer than you anticipate. I'd say anywhere between 3 and 6 months to raise capital, 3 minimum, 6 months max. There's no standard format for each of the syndicates, so you're not using one single sort of hymn sheet for each one. Each one wants it in their own format, wants the same information dissected from your business plan and put into their format. That in itself can take a month to do. I think if your idea is good enough to get that initial investment in, should be fairly straightforward. It's just a matter of time. And sometimes when you think you've got the deal, you can walk out of that room and think, you hit that 100%, you're going to get that money. It can fall through. So even when you think you've got a deal, keep going to the next syndicate, just get them all lined up. When I look at an investor, it's not just about the cash. It's about what that investor can bring to the table beyond the cash. And I think the key thing for me is network. I know that what our skill set is within the business, so we're very good at sales. So if somebody opens the door, I know we can get that sale. So smart money is what it was about for me.